generational wealth represents far more than just accumulated assets. It embodies the financial security, opportunities, and values that can be passed down through family lines for decades or even centuries. As of 2025, approximately 73% of all wealth in the United States is owned by Americans over the age of 55, highlighting the significant concentration of resources among older generations that will eventually transfer to younger family members. This comprehensive analysis explores the multifaceted nature of generational wealth, effective transfer strategies, and approaches to creating a lasting family legacy that transcends mere monetary value. Generational wealth refers to the passing down of assets and resources from one generation to the next, including financial investments, real estate portfolios, family businesses, and other forms of property. Currently, the United States has a total wealth of approximately $151.68 trillion, with dramatically uneven distribution across age groups and generations. Baby boomers, born 1946 to 1964, hold the largest share at 51.8%, $78.55 trillion, followed by Generation X, born 1965 to 1980, at 25.8%, $39.09 trillion. By contrast, millennials and Gen Z, born 1981 or later, control just 9.4%, $14.21 trillion, of the nation's wealth. This distribution highlights the significant wealth transfer that will occur in coming decades. Experts predict an inheritance boom over the next 30 years, with approximately $36 trillion passing from one generation to another, much of it accumulated by seniors and baby boomers who carefully saved and invested throughout their lifetimes. Despite the enormous sums involved in intergenerational wealth transfers, preserving assets across multiple generations presents significant challenges. Statistics reveal a sobering reality. Approximately 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% lose it by the third generation. This phenomenon, sometimes called the third-generation curse, underscores the difficulty of maintaining wealth over time without deliberate planning and preparation. The reasons for this wealth dissipation often include poor financial literacy, family disputes, lack of communication about money matters, and insufficient preparation of heirs to manage inherited assets responsibly. Creating sustainable generational wealth therefore requires not just financial acumen but also intentional family dynamics and education. Intergenerational wealth planning involves different generations of the same family collaboratively planning their shared financial future. Most commonly, this involves grandparents or parents working with financial advisors to determine the most efficient methods of passing down wealth through generations. Effective planning can help meet specific goals such as funding education, supporting vulnerable family members, and ensuring financial security for all generations. A comprehensive approach requires transparency and communication about financial matters, which can be challenging for many families who find discussing money uncomfortable. However, the benefits of frank discussions about savings, investments, pensions, property, and business interests can be substantial, enabling different generations to create and preserve wealth more effectively than they could individually. Building generational wealth begins with sound financial investments across various asset classes. These can include stocks, bonds, ETFs, real estate, and other investment vehicles that grow over time. The power of compound interest makes early and consistent investing particularly valuable for creating multi-generational wealth. Diversification across asset classes helps mitigate risk while maintaining growth potential. Real estate often forms a cornerstone of generational wealth strategies due to its tangible nature, potential for appreciation, and ability to generate income through rentals. Business ownership represents another potential avenue for building substantial wealth that can be passed down through family lines. Trusts represent powerful tools for managing and transferring wealth while maintaining control over how and when assets are distributed to beneficiaries. The two primary categories are revocable trusts. These allow individuals to maintain control over their assets during their lifetime while designating how they will be distributed after death. They provide privacy, avoid the probate process, and assets receive a beneficial step-up in basis upon the owner's death, reducing capital gains tax for beneficiaries. However, assets remain part of the taxable estate. Irrevocable trusts. These remove assets from an individual's estate, potentially reducing estate taxes. The trade-off is that assets in irrevocable trusts do not receive a step-up in basis, potentially resulting in higher capital gains taxes if beneficiaries sell the assets. Once established, these trusts cannot be changed or revoked, which presents challenges if circumstances change. Strategic lifetime gifting can reduce the size of a taxable estate while allowing individuals to witness their heirs enjoying the benefits of their generosity. As of 2024, individuals can gift up to $18,000 per recipient annually without affecting their lifetime gift tax exemption. This approach requires careful planning to maximize tax advantages while ensuring the giver maintains sufficient assets for their own needs. Educational funding through vehicles like 529 plans represents another effective gifting strategy that reduces the taxable estate while creating tax-free growth opportunities for educational expenses. These contributions must be used for qualified educational expenses to avoid penalties. Family Limited Partnerships, FLPs, offer a structured approach to managing and transferring family wealth while retaining control over assets. These entities allow families to consolidate wealth and transfer ownership interests to heirs at a discounted value while providing centralized management and protection from creditors. However, establishing and managing FLPs involves complexity requiring professional expertise. Life insurance policies can ensure liquidity and equitable wealth distribution among heirs. Policy proceeds can cover estate taxes, preventing forced asset sales to meet tax obligations, and payouts are generally income tax-free for beneficiaries. This makes life insurance a tax-efficient wealth transfer tool when properly structured. Retirement accounts also play a crucial role in wealth transfer planning. Designating beneficiaries on IRAs and 401k plans allows assets to pass directly to heirs, bypassing probate and reducing administrative costs and delays. However, non-spouse beneficiaries may face income taxes on inherited accounts, necessitating tax-efficient distribution strategies to minimize these burdens. A truly meaningful family legacy extends far beyond financial assets to encompass values, traditions, and shared identity. Identifying and articulating the values you want your family to reflect is central to legacy building. As family leaders, what you define as important will naturally influence how you invest time and resources, and children typically adopt these priorities and pass them down through generations. Meaningful family values might include faith, purpose, character development, and relationship building. By explicitly discussing and modeling these values, families create an intangible but powerful legacy that complements their financial resources. Successful family legacies result from integrated planning that involves all family members. This collaborative approach requires clearly defining goals and openly communicating them with family members across generations. Regular family meetings to discuss both financial matters and broader legacy concerns can facilitate this process. Effective communication helps ensure that family members understand not just the what of inheritance but also the why behind financial decisions. This understanding fosters greater appreciation for the family legacy and commitment to sustaining it. Family traditions play an integral role in establishing and reinforcing family identity across generations. These traditions create a sense of belonging and continuity that transcends individual lifespans. They can range from holiday celebrations to shared volunteering activities, family retreats, or special ceremonies marking significant life events. The emotional connections forged through traditions often prove more enduring than financial inheritances alone. They help family members develop shared narratives and values that guide their approach to wealth preservation and enhancement. One of the primary reasons wealth dissipates across generations is insufficient financial education. Building sustainable generational wealth requires intentional preparation of heirs to manage assets responsibly. This preparation should include formal financial education, practical experience managing smaller sums, and gradually increasing responsibility. Some families establish learning funds that allow younger generations to make investment decisions with limited amounts of money, providing valuable experience while containing potential losses. Others involve children and grandchildren in philanthropic decisions to teach both financial management and values-based decision-making. Legal disputes among family members represent another common threat to generational wealth. Clear communication about inheritance plans, transparent decision-making processes, and well-drafted legal documents can help prevent misunderstandings and conflicts. Some families establish governance structures for shared assets, including formal voting procedures and conflict resolution mechanisms. Professional mediation may be valuable when significant assets or complex family dynamics are involved. Addressing potential conflicts proactively rather than reactively significantly improves the odds of preserving both family relationships and financial assets. Building generational wealth requires adaptation to changing economic conditions, tax laws, and family circumstances. Regular review and updating of estate plans, investment strategies, and wealth transfer mechanisms ensures they remain aligned with current realities and family goals. Professional advisors with expertise in estate planning, tax law, investment management, and family dynamics can provide valuable guidance through these evolutionary processes. Their external perspective often helps families navigate complex decisions objectively. Creating and preserving generational wealth represents both an opportunity and a responsibility. While the financial aspects of wealth transfer require sophisticated planning and professional guidance, the true measure of success lies in how effectively a family transmits not just assets but also values, knowledge, and purpose across generations. The current concentration of wealth among older Americans, with baby boomers controlling over half the nation's wealth, highlights the unprecedented scale of upcoming intergenerational transfers. Families that approach this transition strategically, addressing both financial mechanics and human dynamics, position themselves to defy the statistical odds of wealth dissipation across generations. Ultimately, building a family legacy that endures involves recognizing that money represents just one component of true wealth. By combining prudent financial management with intentional communication, education, and shared experiences, families can create legacies that enrich the lives of multiple generations in ways that transcend monetary value.